choose a destination. Then pull the gear shift to travel there.
What are you clicking on me for? If you want to learn some more fun facts about the ocean, click on the pictures, and I'll tell you all I know. Baby cows aren't the only things that are called calves. A baby whale is also called a calf. I hope that fact amuses you. Lemon sharks give birth to 10 to 13 live baby sharks at a time. The little sharks are called pups. I don't even want to think about the diaper situation. The sides and belly of the dragonfish are lined with organs that give off light, which draws prey towards it and lures mating partners in. Sounds like a disco to me. The gray whale can grow to be 50 feet long and weigh as much as 35 tons. Their tongues weigh about as much as a small family car, but don't try to drive one without a license.
Look around for some exciting discoveries.
Peekaboo.
Oasis in the Ocean Desert by Tim. Alvin is a mid-range submersible that operates in the ocean depths down to 13,000 feet. Since 1964, Alvin has made over 12,000 scientific dives. Alvin is about 25 feet long and carries a pilot and 2 observers. Special arms allow it to take temperature and other readings and collect bottom samples and different organisms. Lights and video cameras let Alvin record the area it visits. In 1979, Alvin carried the first people down to explore the deep sea vents. One kind of hot vent is called a chimney, or black smoker. With this kind of vent, jets of superheated water spew from the openings. When the hot water meets cold seawater, dissolved minerals like iron, copper, and zinc come out of the solution and build mineral chimneys. They can be as high as 150 feet. Another type of vent is like a hot water spring. The water escaping from these may already be cooled with seawater, so it streams out gently and is clear. Sea vents occur along the mid-ocean ridge, the underwater mountain range where the seafloor is spreading. When the seafloor pulls apart, hot lava rises from inside the earth to fill the gap. It cools down in the cold seawater, and the new crust cracks. Seawater seeps inside. The water heats up and is forced back up, escaping through vents. It can get as hot as 700 degrees Fahrenheit. The hot water has many minerals and chemicals in it, including hydrogen sulfide. Bacteria use this chemical to make their own food and become the base of a new food chain. Deep sea water heaters, chimneys and black smokers. Alvin discovers deep sea vents.
Inner Space by Phoebe. Journey to the deep. In the mid-ocean area, things start to change. The blue of the ocean gets darker as the light fades. It gets colder, and pressure builds. There aren't any plants because there isn't enough light for them to grow. And there aren't very many animals because there isn't very much food. And if you go down even deeper, like 3,000 feet, you get to the deep sea, where there's no light at all. Best of both worlds. Many animals in the mid-water area travel to the upper layers every night to find food. They have bioluminescent organs, which make light. This light helps the animal blend in with the light that filters down from the surface, so it's hard for predators to see them from below. Animals that live in the deep ocean don't travel to the surface. It's probably just too long a trip for them. Predators wait below. For animals that live in the deep ocean, there's slim pickings for food. That's why, when animals do find food, some of them gulp it down whole, even if it's bigger than they are. The deep-sea gulper eel has a large mouth, extendable jaws, and sharp teeth. One 6-inch eel was once found with a 9-inch fish coiled in its stomach.
Underwater Forests by Keisha. Kelp plants have three main parts: a holdfast, the stipe, and the blades. The holdfast looks like the roots of a tree. It holds fast to the bottom so the kelp plant does not float away. The stipe, which looks like a tree trunk, grows up through the water so the blades can get more sunlight. Some stipes have special balloons filled with gas which helps the blades float up near the sunlit waters. The blades of a kelp are like leaves, where photosynthesis takes place and where nutrients are absorbed from the water. Like a forest on land, the kelp forest has 3 layers, or habitats. The kelp blades that float on the surface of the water form the canopy. The understory is made up of smaller kelp plants which don't reach the surface, and the bottom is covered with algae and many other kinds of ocean life. Animals are found in every layer of the kelp forest. Important parts of the plant. Forest designs. Trees of the sea. There are seaweeds called kelps, which grow to be bigger than many trees on land. The giant kelp is a brown seaweed that can get to be 200 feet high. When lots of kelp plants grow near each other, we call that a kelp forest. Just like the trees in the forest on land, the kelp plants provide homes for many animals.
There are a bunch of food chains in the ocean. Many plants and animals are linked in more than one chain. Pollution or overfishing of one kind of animal may weaken or break a link and affect all the other animals in the chain, including people. That's why it's so important to keep the ocean clean and be wise about using its resources. No weak links. Ocean Food Chains by Wanda. Zooplankton are bizarre-looking animals that eat phytoplankton. The most common type of zooplankton in the ocean is the copepod, which is related to crabs and shrimp. And boy, do they like to eat phytoplankton. Fish like herring use structures called gill rakers to strain the tiny copepods from the water. Then large fish like mackerel eat these fish, and then they might get eaten by a large tuna. I eat tuna sandwiches, so I guess that makes me the top predator. From plant to top predator. The first link. Phytoplankton are tiny plant-like organisms that drift in the upper sunlit parts of the ocean. Like plants and seaweeds, they make their own food by using the sun's energy. If the conditions are right, the phytoplankton will bloom, which means they grow and reproduce like crazy. Phytoplankton are food for small animals that eat plants.
Tides by Arnold. Tides aren't the same everywhere. That's because land and the depth of the ocean basins affect tide. In some places like the Mediterranean Sea, there isn't much difference between high and low tide. But in other places, like the Bay of Fundy in Canada, the tide can rise over 50 feet. Big tide, little tide. Tsunamis. Tidal waves, which are also called tsunamis, don't actually have anything to do with tides. They are caused by eruptions or earthquakes under the ocean. Sometimes, tidal waves travel for thousands of miles before they break onto the shore. often causing a lot of damage. What causes tides? Tides are the steady rising and falling of the water on the shore. They are caused by the moon and sun pulling water into bulges on different sides of the earth. As the earth rotates, a beach will pass through 2 bulges in 24 hours. So, it will go through 2 high tides and 2 low tides each day.